Hello everyone, so today I'm gonna teach you how to use this I-cord maker, or as the box says, Embellish-knit. Let's start. So of course we're gonna need the tools. So this main tool here, okay, and then it comes with this heavy clip. It has weights here, okay, and then of course we're gonna need scissors and darning needle. You can also use some pins. Okay, so these pins are kind of optional. So if you're gonna make just an eyeglass strap or a face mask strap, or a necklace or an accessory, that's all the materials we need. But if you're gonna use it like to make a name, or like what I'm doing, I'm gonna use it for my amigurumi project. So some of our optional materials are wire, pliers, and fabric glue, or maybe hot glue. You can use it too. Okay, this is I think this is a 1.8 or 2 mm wire. Okay, so before we start, you have to know the parts of this tool here. Okay, so if you can see here, it has 4 hooks, and on each hook there's this kind of lever. So this is like a clip that goes up and down. Okay, you need to be aware of this one. Okay, you will know later. Okay, so let's start. So for this project, I'm using a 4-ply milk cotton yarn. So you cannot use anything thicker than this. For some reason, I have tried using 5-ply milk cotton yarn, but it always gets caught in some mess. Okay, so you can also use, the perfect thing to use is actually Monaco, 5 strands or 3 strands. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do is insert your thread here, and then I wanna insert it in a needle so that I can drop it here. You have a hole here in the middle, so just drop it there. Okay, you have to get it here from the bottom. Okay, you have to get the yarn here. Okay, so once you get the end, you need to clip this weighted clip. Okay, so just clip it here, or to make it secure, I want to do it like 2 times just to make sure that it doesn't fall off. Okay, so now one other important thing is your tension. Okay, you shouldn't make it too tight and also not too loose. Okay, so just what I do is actually I just hold it like this. I just let it slide. Okay, so first thing is you will let, okay, sorry, okay, make sure that, make sure that this clip here is down there. Okay, so you're just gonna let this yarn go into that hook. Okay, just pull this one, and then skip one hook. So this is just the beginning part. Okay, so skip one hook, and then let it go inside this third hook. Okay, with that clip down there. Okay, and then again skip this fourth hook. Okay, so that's it. You're just gonna skip 2 hooks. Okay, so alternate. So hook it on the first, skip the second, then hook it on the third, and skip the fourth. So this time you will let it hook on all 4s. Okay, this is the important thing that I mentioned earlier, the lever thing, the clip. Okay, once you turn, your yarn should drop below that clip there. See? Okay, because sometimes if your tension is too tight, the yarn gets stuck here. So once you turn, this one that's supposed to be down here would be here, and then you will mess up your project. So this one should drop once you turn. Okay, so you will let this hook. So again there, so you have to drop this one already. Okay, so what I do is that I work here on the edge of the table. I drop it here. So here again, that yarn should drop. Okay, if it doesn't drop, guys, you just push it down. Okay, so now let's start. I'm just gonna hold the yarn here, not too tight and not too loose. Okay, you just have to do this slowly at first, just to get the hang of it, guys. Okay, so slowly at first, just making sure that the yarn drops. Okay, because sometimes it gets stuck there. Once you turn, it stays here. So if it gets stuck, you just need to push it down like that. Okay. Okay, so okay, I think we got it, so we can do it faster already. Okay. Okay, now you see we have our beginning part of the I-cord. So once your tail gets too long, you can actually remove this and clip it here. Okay, so every time your I-cord gets longer, you can just keep moving this clip. Again, I'm holding the yarn here. I'm using my 3 fingers to hold this and my 2 fingers here to control the tension of the yarn. Okay, I think I have enough length. Okay, so once you get the length that you want, actually you can just measure it. So if you measure it, of course you should start here on the end up to here. Okay, so up to that top part of your tool. Okay, so that's your measurement. So to remove or to cast off or to lock in your I-cord, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Okay, so cut your yarn. Okay, remove it from here. Okay, so what you're gonna do is, okay, just hold it in the middle. Make sure that it doesn't get hooked again. Okay, so what you can do, guys, is you can actually, if you want to just sew it off as soon as you remove it from here, you can already put your needle. But what I'm gonna do is, I just want to secure the ends and then remove it because I need to put wire in the middle. So just like this, if you can see, it has wire so that I can bend it or I can form it to whatever I want. Okay, so what I do is, okay, just get four pins. Okay, so here you have to turn. If you can see here, your hook is gonna drop that loop. I'm sorry. Okay, your hook is gonna drop that loop once you turn your knob. Okay, so there you will see here. Okay, so that's the loop. You have to make sure that this doesn't unravel or else it's a big problem. Okay, so what I do is I insert a pin, okay, and then turn it again, so the next hook will drop the next loop. Again, I'm gonna put a needle to secure it. Okay. So get this out of the way. So next hook, let it drop. Then I'm gonna put the pin there, and the last one. There. Then I just need to lift it up, okay, and get that. Do it slowly, do it carefully. You don't want that to unravel. Okay, so if you're gonna use this as a strap, you can already sew it off, okay, just by doing this. Okay, put this needle here. Okay, okay, so what you're gonna do is just sew in all the ends. So remove this, insert your needle here, and then next one. Okay, and then the next one, and this is your last one. Okay, so if you're gonna end this, you can just pull it. You'll have something like this. Okay, just tie a knot or whatever. Okay, so this is what you will have if you pull the string, but that's not what I'm gonna do because I want to put wire inside of it. So let's get that wire. So measure it the same length of your I-cord, but with an inch allowance on each side. Okay, so for this side, we need to bend it so that we won't have this sharp end. Okay, so that's why we need to put an allowance on each end of the wire. Okay, so bend that one and make it as thin as possible, and then I'm gonna apply some fabric glue. Okay. Okay. I'll just cut like a short yarn here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap a small piece of yarn just so that we will secure that end and it will not poke out of our I-cord. Okay. There we go. So once you have that end secured, you can already insert it inside your I-cord. Okay. Okay. Make sure that it doesn't get out of your I-cord. Okay. Just do this slowly until you reach the end. Okay. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. So I'll see you on the next video.